What a week this has been. 4 days, 5 days in Israel, finding a lot of wonderful people that through football build bridges between the communities. Great game and great atmosphere at the Maccabi Stadium, Maccabi Haifa Stadium. Cross paths with Messi at the end and all, and told him that the new update of the authorized book is being printed as we speak. After the game, I got the plane from Tel Aviv, literally without passing through the hotel. And I've just arrived to Barcelona, so let me get changed, prepare a coffee, and let's chat some football, eh? Right, we've got a weekend with interesting games, starting with Barcelona Elche. Barcelona seemed to be happy with the defeat in midweek against Bayern Munich because they played well. Simply not enough at that level, of course, but they are in a process of getting better, and they want to do it in a way that is also pretty and effective. And that's not fully happening all the time. Against Bayern Munich, a very good first half, but they didn't finish their chances, and Bayern did in the second half. Against Elche, they're clearly favourites. 15 goals scored, only 1 conceded, and Elche are in a very poor form. This is an Elche that right now looks like candidates to be relegated. They're not the bottom of the table because there is a team that's worse than them, that's Cádiz, but they conceded 53 shots in the 5 games, 4 defeats, and they conceded as well 10 goals from moves, not set pieces, not penalties, from moves, offensive moves from the rivals. It's very easy to attack Elche. But Francisco had a similar situation with Almeria and managed to turn it around. With Almeria in his debut in the first division, he actually managed to get 3 points out of 30, but still saved Almeria, and the manager of Elche hopes to do the same. He's not under threat at the moment. For a game of quality, keep an eye on Valencia Celta in Premier Sports. These are 2 sides that like to attack. As soon as they've got the ball, they attack. And they will have at some point, I think, during the game, 2 very exciting forwards. Cavani is getting there, he's training better, but still hasn't got 90 minutes in him, so it looks like he will appear in the second half. For Celta is Iago Aspas. The problem is not Iago Aspas scoring or not, or that most goals are scored by him. The problem of Celta is in the 2 games that they won, clean sheet, but they conceded 10 in the 3 that they didn't get the 3 points. So you are talking about a team that is spectacular to watch, and it sounds like the kind of game that also, if you want to entertain, you will see. I like what Gattuso is doing with Valencia. This is a side that wants the ball, that transitions quickly, that makes a lot of mistakes, and again makes it for good spectacle. But you saw Gattuso as a player, nothing to do of what he's doing as a manager, and it's exciting to see this Valencia. I'll be mentioning new names that you may not have heard of, and one of them in that game that you have to keep an eye on is Gabri. Veiga. Comes through the ranks of Celta, centre midfielder. He actually did very well against Cádiz, but came on against Atletico Madrid, scored a goal, could have scored a second one and turned things round on that game. Eventually Celta lost. But his box-to-box player, can shoot from outside the box, has got an eye for pass, but also has this is a bit strange for Spanish midfielders, he actually gets into the box and finishes things off too. So Gabri Veiga, one to keep an eye on. 2 massive games happening on Sunday. Villarreal, Sevilla are 2 sides that will fight for the Champions League, no doubt about it. Champions League positions, top 4 in Spain. In my eyes, the favourites are Villarreal. Sevilla, as you know, have started really badly the season. In midweek, they only managed to get a 0-0 draw away at Copenhagen. But generally, it's a team that have to start to do the basic stuff well. Defending, clean sheet in midweek, and attacking better as well. Lopetegui is putting few clues out there in his press conferences. The players that have arrived have not replaced the one that have left, especially Diego Carlos Acundé in center of the defense. But also they are, like Isco, in a not very good form. So he's got to deal with that at the same time as with players that are lacking confidence or form. Papu Gomez, for instance, Suso. And he is using the energy and wanting to succeed of youngsters like Carmona and Quique Salas, 2 players that have come through the ranks and that are doing really well in the defense of Sevilla. But It is a little bit of a makeshift solution because he wants players that have got an instant impact on the side. Meanwhile, quite clearly, Monchi, the director of football, is being now criticised and pointed out for not having got everything that Lopetegui wanted, and the tension in the side is quite palpable. The bad news for Villarreal is that Gerard Moreno is injured again, and he's absolutely crucial to the team. But they've got a really, really good squad, and I'm sure that the likes of Samu Chukwueze or Jeremy Pino will have to, or will want to take advantage of the situation. It's always the case, isn't it? One falls down and somebody else races in what they may see as an opportunity. Big game. It's the last one on Sunday, and that's the Madrid derby. It will be played at the Wanda Metropolitano. It's a place where Atletico Madrid have beat Real Madrid already, but Real Madrid 8 games, all competitions, 8 victories. This hasn't happened for 54 years. But how they doing it? Not always playing well. They didn't play well against RB Leipzig, needing always Courtois in the first 10-15 minutes when Real Madrid is adjusting the defense. Courtois, for me, one of the top 3 players in the world right now, with Benzema, who will almost surely be missing for Real Madrid. But there are others that are raising their level. Valverde, for instance, who scored 3 goals already this season, which is more than he did last season. There's a challenge that he's had with Ancelotti. Ancelotti expects him to score 10 goals. Otherwise, Carlos says, he will tear apart his coaching badges and title and will retire if he doesn't get that kind of return from the Uruguayan. Valverde is growing and he's becoming one of the key players of Real Madrid. For Atletico Madrid, the story is, the background of the situation right now is that there's still doubts about what Simeone is doing with the side. Doubts from the direction, from the board, doubts as well from some of the players. But he's the leader, nobody's gonna move him aside, and he will continue doing what he does, which is play 2 games, or really 100 games in one, but certainly 2 in the first half. Is about making sure that they don't concede, making sure that they give themselves a chance, and in the second half, go for it a little bit more. Many people would say he's got a better side than just play like that. He shouldn't be so conservative, but that's Simeone. The latest on Griezmann is that for now he will continue playing from the minute 61, 62, 63 as he has done in the Champions League and in the league, because of course Atletico Madrid do not want to pay 40 million euros to Barcelona. They will have to do so if he plays 50% of the games. A game counts for 45 minutes in a match. He did 82% of games above those 45 minutes last season. So what Atletico Madrid are doing now, having tried in the summer to pay 20 million to Barcelona said, no, you'll have to follow the contract. Well, they follow in the contract. In the middle of all that is Griezmann, who's getting very impatient about this situation. He adores Atletico Madrid and Simeone. He will keep it as it is, but he's getting very, very edgy. He doesn't just want to play a few minutes, even though he scored 3 goals doing that. He wants to be an important part of the team. The suggestion is that Barcelona and Atletico Madrid will have to find somewhere in the middle. We'll have to negotiate this again, and that may happen in the international break. And if that's the case, I'll let you know some more. Anyway, remember, you have all the games in Premier Sports. Not just that, all the content that we do in La Liga TV comes from Premier Sports as well, including Viva La Liga from Monday to Friday, where you got tactical shows on Tuesday, you've got a debate show on Wednesday, previews and post games in Monday and Friday, and on Thursday it's a little bit more historic, and I tend to be there. In fact, today, Thursday, is when I'm recording this, and I will be going to the studios of La Liga TV in a little while. Don't forget to have a look at the games of the weekend. Premier Sports have got them all, and they're here for you. Go on social media, find Premier Sports, and you'll get details of how to get all the games of La Liga, which are on Premier Sports. For now, I'll finish my coffee. See you next week.